Today we're catching some sun and waves with Jenny, a QHS Korean Telegram admin whose life is as vibrant and refreshing as a seaside breeze. What currents brought her to the sunny shores of the quantum shift? Let's surf behind the scenes to see the waves she's been riding.
Hi everyone. I'm Jungja from Korea, currently living in Australia. People call me Jenny here. I was born in Korea and raised in a small country town, and my parents were always busy because we weren't well off, so they had to work really hard. So my memory of my childhood was like my parents go to work before the sunrise and come back after sunset. So, pitch dark. So my father used to go to farm early in the morning before he start his regular job, and then come back, and then he goes to his regular job and come home, then go back to farm, and then come back about 10 p.m. And my mother used to work in a restaurant, and she used to come home late at night as well. So but my memory of my childhood is a happy one. I guess I was free. No one told me what to do or anything, so I could do whatever I want, however I want, and so it was no restrictive environment because they were all busy. I'm an eldest in my family, and I got one brother, one younger brother, and two younger sisters. We were running wild as a child. When I was in high school, I kind of thought I wanted to learn English, but I was really bad at English. There's one episode I wasn't that smart in school, so but my younger sister, she was smart, and then she was an year. I say middle school in Korea, the first year middle school in Korea, and I was maybe third year high school. She was asking me about some questions in English I couldn't answer. So I guess I wasn't smart. Or I never studied, but I never caused any troubles. I just said I was like invisible, nobody. So that was me in school. I was just quiet, so I didn't do much, no activities, no studying or things like that. One of my memory was I want to study English. So when we had to choose for subject, like for college or something like that, the teacher were considering, and then I said to the teacher, I want to learn English, so I want to do some, I want to go, I want to choose a course that I can do that. And then the teacher's reaction at that time was saying, I'm not good enough, basically. She said, and I can't, it's like a dismissive, and I'm not good enough to apply for those courses. So as a young girl, and I was disappointed, but I accepted, and I, tried to get other parts, but then I didn't get into college anyway because I wasn't that smart. And after I graduated my high school, I went to I got a job here and there, and then landed in working for Samsung. So I started as assembling products in the company. So that's what I started with. And while I was working, I was just thinking, well, this is not what I want. So it's a repetitive, boring job, and then from morning till, till the end of the day, I was doing exactly the same things. My job was just screwing, the product. So I was good at it. I was using my both hands to screw, to put the screw on the product. So I become very good at it, and then I ended up doing checking defaults of the products. So, but my mind was, this is not what I want. I don't want to do this repetitive job all my life. So, and I thought I will join my longing for learning English was there. So they were offering a free English class, so I joined in the company. So I started learning. So at that time, one episode I remember is the teacher was asking, "Are you gonna come back tomorrow?" Because I couldn't contribute anything. And I couldn't understand, of course. So some other person in the class sort of explained, and then I sort of say yes. And so my journey for learning English is starting there. So I was just going to the class without knowing much English. So so I was just going every day after work and just to learn with the native speakers, American native speakers. Anyway, and then I decided to study, to go to college again, because I thought I don't want to stay here forever doing what I was doing. So, so I ending up getting into the college. So I was just studying tourism and interpretation course. So majoring in English. So I was lucky because they were choosing, based on the mark. They were saying you can choose Japanese or English. Somehow I landed in English, so I applied for English. So that was lucky. Otherwise, I'll be speaking different language now. So I went to college, and I was learning. I wasn't that interested in tourism, but my interest was English, so I was studying, and I tried my best, and I volunteered for assisting. We call the professor at the time, the teachers, foreign language, the foreign, how to say, native speaker, the teachers from so they were teaching English, so we call them professors. So I volunteered to work for them. And I got chosen as well. So I was close with the professors, and I had more opportunity to speak with them every day. So I just practiced, and I never went to any private language school or anything like that. So so I was learning that, and I met really good Korean English teacher there. I couldn't understand English. I was just learning the words and then things like that. So my vocabulary was getting better, and but I couldn't really understand. But the teacher, the Korean teacher, I did go into special class, during school break. So there was another class to help us with English. So I joined, and in that month, I learned how to speak. I sort of clicked. Oh, this is what English is like. So in that month, I didn't know the vocabularies that much. Still, I was struggling a lot, and I'm just learning every day and improving every day. But so in that month, I learned to actually, I understood English, how it works. So from then on, yeah, I was just improving, and I was watching Korean, the English movie, like the same movie. I mean, like people might have thought that I was listening to the music, with the earphones on every day, but I was actually listening to one movie every day from morning till night, just listening until when you first learn language and everything is just passing and you can't hear, and you just pick up one little this and that here and there. But after about 6 months, for some reason, after about 6 months and listening to, even I was wearing before I go to bed, so I was listening at night, sleeping. So just one or two movies. So I didn't do anything else. So, and after that, for one point, and I was really, really shocked because my ears start opening up. I could hear from very fast, before it was like going, see if someone speaks and it just, I can't hear a thing. But then that words I could hear very slow. It's like the movie's extended timeline. So I could hear every single words, the movie was speaking in the conversation. So by then I know what they were talking about because I've been studying for, like a word by word, like a script I read many times. So I know what they're talking about, music comes in, whatever the movie, then I could hear, and I just, yeah. So that was an amazing experience for me. So I could at one point hear every single word, that the character was talking in the movie. So that's how I actually start improving really very well. I mean, improving, how do you say? Improving really quickly. And then while I was studying in the course, I met a guy who came to my college. He was Australian, and we had an assignment. One of the assignment is talking to a foreigner, and we have to ask certain questions, and then we have to get a signature after we had a conversation. So that was one of the assignments. So he was there to teach other English teachers. So all our classmates, because it's a country town, we can't see many foreigners, right? So at the time he was there, we are lining up, all my classmates were lining up for that assignment to be done. So I was the last one in the line and waiting for it to be done. There was a kind of funny look. It's one man standing, and then and then like how many of us is all standing in line to have the assignment to be completed. So I was the last one, and then somehow after he finished work, he was going home and I was going home, but we were in the same directions, the same apartment somehow. So he kind of ending up and asked me to go out. So that's how I start meeting, and then of course he was speaking English, not speaking Korean, so I had to somehow, learn to speak, to converse with him. So anyway, we ending up coming to Australia, got married, and have 3 children. Yeah, and when I came to Australia, even though I was learning English, my English level was like, because I was talking to, at the time, my husband, and I could speak to him, but no other persons. I don't know if you can understand, because my hearing is just to him. So I can only talk to him and then converse with him. But if anyone else would talk, and then my hearing will be compromised. My, things won't be as good as, I talk to him. So when I came to Australia, my first expression I mean, in a shop. I went to the shop and tried to get something, and I did the talk, but I couldn't understand what they were saying. So that was the level of my English. I forgot to say something. In Korea, I did teach kids, children English. So because I was learning, so I kind of taught kids English. I loved it, and what I felt was it's like a juice, like a fresh juice coming out of. It's like my heart is opening when I was, some experiences like that I had it. So when I came to Australia, I was a bit, because I want to do something, I want to do some study, and then thinking, I want to be a teacher, but how am I supposed to be a teacher here? Because my English, I don't know any cultural references or anything like that. So, but then my love for teaching. So, I was doing some English class here. The teacher sort of encouraged me to, you got to do what you love. So when I applied primary teaching course, so I got accepted after about 3 years living in Australia, and my English improved. I remember I was reading children's books, watching endless, dramas, the Western dramas, watching them all, and learning English. And then I was reading, Roald Dahl, the children's books. I was, reading a lot of those, and, all these easy books. So anyway, my English improved over the period, and I was accepted, but I was really struggling in the course at the start with it. So I did that. I accepted out. I did my studying. And the first semester of my course, I nearly failed because what I was doing is when I write some essays or assignments, my English wasn't good enough. So what I did, I write it in Korean, translate somehow into English. So that's how I. So that's how I, did it. Course. So my score was low, but one of the courses was I nearly failing. So, but because my mark was not quite failing mark, but wasn't a passing mark, so it was in between. So they couldn't. So they gave me another opportunity. So luckily, the second attempt, the written exam, I did pass. So somehow I got through the first semester, and then second semester I fell pregnant with my first child. So then on, of course, my struggle is, the sickness and comes with the pregnancy, but I have to study. My brain was foggy, and my English wasn't good, and I didn't have any cultural background in the Western world teaching, what they teach and how they teach and things like that. So I know Korean ways, but here's the difference. So I had to learn it, a lot of struggle. And when I had a baby, and I was really contemplating whether I should go back to the course, or should I quit. And at the time, my husband said, go back. That's 2 weeks after I had a baby. I had a really hard birth. I really had hard birth, and it's really I was very weak, and it's really hard. And I didn't have a driver license or anything like that. So when I had a baby, I was carrying my baby, 2 weeks old baby, because I had an assignment, science subject assignment I had to do presentation. So I had to take my 2 weeks old baby, newborn baby, on a pram, like on the bus. The bus trip was about 1.5 hours. Yes, and then I went back to I went to do the presentation and all the assignments, whatever due, I had to do it. So either I give up at the time or I just do it, because at that time we have to attend 80% of our course, we have to attend it. So I couldn't miss any other class because I was already, while I was in hospital. So they let me stay in hospital for a week, and then anyway, in 2 weeks time I had to go back to school to finish my assignments and things like that. Anyway, so I took my kid to all the lessons. So my first daughter, she actually graduated the course with me because she'd been to every class. Anyway, at the end of the teaching course, I got pregnant with my second child. Yeah, and second child. So I was pregnant with the second child. So when I finished my course, I couldn't really teach. So I was allowed to touch my last semester of a teaching course. So, but I was pregnant about 8 or 9 months or so. I was teaching as a student teacher. We get paid lower pay, but we were able to teach. When I graduated, I taught about till 9 months, when I was almost, like I was fully pregnant and I was teaching. And then after I had a baby, I was very depressed because I couldn't do what I wanted to do. So, because I got 2 babies, and I wasn't really supported in my marriage. So I was like 2 kids, no support, nothing. So anyway, that's it. So my teaching career is almost ended, I guess. So I went to Korea to teach, to work, because I was so depressed. I went back, but before I come back, long story short, I had my 3rd child. Yeah. So and I was basically I studied in a country town in Australia. I couldn't do much because I didn't have much support. So I have 3 little ones, and then things like that. So for those difficult times, I got to be, I guess because I was having difficult time, I was talking, I'm praying and talking to God and things like that. So my spiritualism, my spiritual aspect of my life, increased, and then my interest in that area increased. So so I was watching stuff, and then on YouTube or things like that, I'm learning. And then so my marriage, while I was building, or my spiritual aspect of my life, and then I was my marriage was falling apart, and we ending up divorced in 2017. Before then, because my marriage, I can feel I can't do this, and so I was thinking before marriage ended, and I was thinking, how can I survive in Australia with the 3 kids. So I decided to study nursing. I decided to study nursing. So that's in my mind at the time was like I want to reclaim my life back. So that's my So, but I'm thinking any other job as a foreigner. I mean, like a other cultural background other than Western, because from Asian culture, and I thought medical field is the only area that will be accept, like lots of professionals in that area with, and also I had a friend who been through already, and then they advised me to do some, and because of my spiritual interest, and then my interest in the mental health and things grow, so I thought, maybe I didn't like blood or anything like that, but I thought I can do mental health. So that's why I joined the nursing course. Luckily, I was accepted. So I did the course, and I finished my course 2019. In between, I divorced. 2017 I divorced. I was with the 3 little kids, and I didn't get any child support or anything like that, so I was just on a welfare. I was on a welfare in Australia, and then doing part-time as a student and a full-time mom, full-time study. And so I went through. So I graduated, and I eventually I finally finished my course, and then I become a registered nurse in Australia. So I've been working as a registered nurse as an but at the time I was starting was 40. I was 40, about 40 years old. So so around the time, so after I graduate, my spiritual aspect, that I was interested in. So because I was just searching for things, and then I get to know LWS. First I got to know medbed. People were talking about medbed. I was so interested because, looking at people sick, and I had, my mother was really sick as a child. About 10 years of my life as a child, my mother was really sick, and she had a big operations every second year or something like that. So and then I go through like injuries here and there, so my interest was, growing in that area. I was really interested about healing bed, and through that, and then I found out LWS. Somehow I landed in LWS, and through LWS, I get to know QHS. When I heard of QHS, because before I even get to know QHS, I was always interested in the kind of, energy healing or something. So there were products out there. I was interested, and then I was researching, and but they were very expensive. It's like, and someone like me, and just I looked at it all the time, but it's just unthinkable. I thought QHS is something that for everyone. My mind is that's for everyone, free energy and free. I mean, like I thought it's all. So that's how I joined this through LWS, because I want to heal people. And then that's when I heard it, I was so excited, and my heart was jumping, and this is it. this is what I'm looking for. And so that then on in my best capacity, I'll try to get every product. First device was black device I received. That was about 2 years ago. When LWS members all joining QHS, that's when I joined in April. And then I got my black device anyway, how many months after I got it. I was long waiting. I was so eager to wait, and then finally received, and I was so happy. And the amazing thing about the device, ever since I arrived to Australia, the one thing that I never had in Korea, I was suffering, was hay fever, seasonal hay fever. So from second year on, like over 20 years, I was suffering. And for 3 or 4 months of the year, I couldn't breathe with my nose, and I couldn't do anything because just totally blocked because of the pollens and things. So when I received the black device, 3 days after, I didn't have it. I didn't have it. I didn't have any the allergies. So, but the funny thing is, so I was carrying it. It's like I was religiously carried at that time, because when I was with the black device, I don't have any blocked nose or anything like that. The seasonal allergies I used to have for over 20 years. And when I just put it down, and that just comes back straight away. My nose start clogging, and then everything's just same as before. So I was religiously carry it. And then when its symptom goes really worse, I put my black device onto here around this area, and then it's just in less than 5 minutes, it removes every symptom. That's something like I tried so many other things. So think about 20 years of what we've been trying. They say try Vicks or try. I tried. There's a point I tried vitamin C's, high doses. I was taking so many vitamin C's, and just to help with it relieved my symptom a little bit, but then side effect was my blood. When the doctor says my iron level was going so high, they were testing me for if I have any genetic diseases or things like that. But I didn't have any genetic disease, just because I was taking so many vitamin C's to cope with the seasonal allergies, and that's why I was ending up. So I try not to take vitamin C's to help my other side of the body. But then with the seasonal allergy, I was taking again, because I just couldn't live without, breathing, So I was a lot of struggle. So I did try everything, but nothing really helped me. But QHS, oh my goodness, 3 days. I think it's 3 days. 3 days I was having it, and then I never had the symptom back since. With the black device, I had to carry it all the time with me. But as soon as I put it down, somehow it comes back. So I was carrying it religiously in my hand, in my body, somewhere, pocket or anywhere. When I work, 24/7 charging time. Even charging, I was just sticking next to, I tried to be next to, so I don't lose that, energy. So that's how I get to know. And then, I just love QHS, and then I just, want to support. So, I was a single mom, single income, and, whatever, but I just tried. And then, of course, I want to help my parents. So I give to my parents memberships and things like that. So that's how so I'm not very good at selling product or anything like that. So I'm not good at but I mean I guess I just try to help when I can. And yeah, I'm very excited to be part of a QHS. It's like a lottery, like a jackpot for me, for my health, for my parents' health, and I could do a lot more. I had a lot of issues. I had issue with migraine issues, and then it was getting worse and worse before I used the QHS, and my mind was foggy, and then I was a little worried because as a nurse you have to be always alert, and then it's not clear mind, it's not such a good thing. So I was worried, but with the QHS, my mind, oh my god, it's improved so much, very sharp, very and also the best thing is I haven't had my migraine issues for a long time at the moment, for many months. I could feel the QHS was working on my head, and then just the energy was moving around, and the area, it was always causing me trouble. But then that's all gone at the moment. I haven't had it for a while, so I don't know when I'm gonna have it, but yeah, so it's improved so much, and just one that alone. I'm pretty sure, like I have lots of other issues. I haven't had a blood test or anything like that, but I can feel my body is so much better, functioning better, and I'm less tired. I don't even need to sleep that much to function 24/7. And I mean, there's a time I didn't sleep much, but I still can go, and then my mind is as good. And I used to be when I eat something, I get so tired, I have to have 2 hours sleeping just to cope with because every time I eat I get so tired, and but I don't have anything like that anymore. So I think my liver function is improving so much, and I didn't test it, but I can feel my body. I can feel, and migraine or seasonal allergies or things like that. It's just keep improving. So I'm not going anywhere. QHS. I love QHS, and I like to be participate every possible way. I'm assisting as a Korean moderator, but so I'm trying to help. So
join us on the Prequel, where every story matters and every voice is heard. Because here at QHS, we're all about healing, learning, and growing together.